Hi there, and welcome to the Cult of Cinema. My name is Aaron. This is Malcolm, and I'm still tired and super hungry. But I wanted to come here and talk about this because I wanted to do this yesterday. But as Malcolm knows, I said, okay, it looks like we're going to have to go on and make another video again. And then 5 minutes later, I fell asleep and slept the entire day. So I've been working on some stuff for October. And been doing some some movies, some research, like trying to schedule and work out some different things for different videos. It's led to me staying up a lot and staying up all night. And now I'm getting like the point of exhaustion. So I'm just starting to pass out. Heather Elvin, Heather William. And by the way, happy Batman
Sweet Willie.
Because it is
Hey,
Batman.
It is.
So those that
It's
are
Batman Day, and there's no deals on any Batman stuff. What's going on?
Oh, there is. Just not if you most comic book shops get deals on Batman stuff. Like if you look at like the online like comic book places, like almost all of them got like Batman deals. My local
I'm
comic
looking on Reed Comics, and they don't have any.
well, that's shame on Reed's for that then, because you know all my local comic shops have like stuff on there. Even like Organic Price Books sent me like an email for telling me that there's Batman deals on.
Well, they put Bird and Planet as one. Let's have a quick look. Let's see.
Which
Bird
came in there.
Have a look. Bird and Planet. Do you have Batman deals? And the answer is no. No Batman deals.
What you gotta do, you gotta tweet Reed Comics and ask them whether they're not doing their Batman deals there. So I'm sure
All you do is I need to threaten them. So give me my Batman deals. Give them to me. Give them to me now.
But we're looking at a very different type of Batman first. And it's on here. So I'm going to open up my... I'm excited about this.
I didn't know Peter Cushing played Batman.
He did, of course he did. He was like the first Batman. Didn't you know that, man?
No, I didn't know.
Peter Cushing's Batman film?
I wish I had. I do like this slip. I won't lie. This slip cover is great. I love the nudity on it.
Luckily, there's no nudity. So.
There is. She's in the casket.
Well, no, it's kind of like draped, which is good. Thanks.
But she's still nude.
Well, that doesn't count, thankfully. And by the way, just so you know, Malcolm, the first 30 seconds of like any YouTube video are when the bots like really try to hit you. I know that from demonetization from other times. Okay, let's look at the Batman. Batman. Let's look at Count Dracula.
Hey, George.
Hey there, George, man. We were just talking, actually. This is the Jess Franco Count Dracula. And do you have any edition of this one?
I do. I had the 2-disc one, I believe, but Severin released themselves.
I used to have a old Dark Skies release. I might still have it. For those that have the Dark Skies release, it is a cut release, just to let you know. I'm not sure on the Severin release, on the old Severin release. There's a whole different bunch of like times when it comes to this one here. So, and I'm gonna was looking into my book earlier, my you know the one, the Jess Franco book. So
Tim Monkey, Batwoman's awful.
What do you mean? But the book? Oh, the book is amazing.
I'm guessing. I think it means the series.
Oh no, it's not. I love Batwoman. It's the last season special, and I don't think she started great, but she ended great. The girl.
It was awful. The first series was terrible.
Did you keep watching?
Yeah, and if you get that Ruby Rose, whatever her name is, in the first series,
she's not Batwoman at the end of it. Like the whole season without her being Batwoman. So theatrical runtime in Spain for this movie was 86 minutes. In France, it was 93. In West Germany, it was 93. And in the UK, it's got the longest running time for 96 minutes and 32 seconds.
Whoa.
We got Christopher Lee, Herbert Lom, Klaus Kinski, Frederick Williams, Maria Rom playing Mina, which is actually a character you can almost forget about, to be honest with you, in this movie. Soledad Miranda, though, the late Soledad Miranda, is incredible in this, and she is Lucy, and she does an incredible job as Lucy. Jack Taylor is here, because he's in many of these films for Jess Franco. We got Paul Muller as well. And of course, we got Jess Franco as an attendant at Van Helsing's clinic. He always has a small role in his films.
Mm.
But Soledad Miranda really stands out in this one here. I've had a hard time justifying $50 on some of these titles. What if you already got? That's the thing. So that's what we're going to look into. We're going to look into the features that are on here, the way that this release is being done, and we'll see if either one of us here are looking at like grabbing this one when it comes out. We start off in auto commentary with horror historian David Duvall and actress Maria Rome, where she'll have a lot more to say in this than she actually had in the movie. Unfortunately, they really wasted Mina's character in this film. I watched this one last year, and I'm like,
You liked it?
Better than I initially did. This is not what I initially.
It's supposed to be the closest thing, isn't it, to Bram Stoker's Dracula?
Well, sort of. I mean, that wasn't a Jess Franco thing. See, this movie was produced by Harry Alan Towers, and he's a famous schlockmeister when it comes.
Oh, the same guy that did the Fu Manchus.
Yep. So he's very much a schlockmeister, very much like a Carney guy. And it was Harry Alan Towers that said, "Oh, this is the closest to the book," which put a lot of pressure, and was not something that Jess Franco was pleased with, actually. Now, when this movie was shot, some of the people could not be in the same country at the time. So you're going to notice that sometimes, like when Dracula's talking to people like Herbert Lom, they're never on the screen at the same time together.
No.
That's because they're not being filmed at the same place. Now, I didn't initially like this film when it came out. When I first saw it, but it grew on me over time. I still think it's a flawed vampire film, like Dracula film, and I will give you my favorite, Jess Franco film, vampire film. Hint, it's not this one. But
yes, and I know what one it is, but yeah,
it's this is a much better film than people have given it credit for, myself included, over the years. So it's got 2 Blu-ray discs here. So it's got, on this one, we got the illustrated 1973 Christopher Lee audio commentary with filmmaker Donald Glut, who actually wrote a book on vampires. We got Beloved Count, interview with Jess Franco, interview with Fred Williams. If it was an interview with Fred Williams, it'd be a totally different thing. Interview with Jack Taylor. Jack Taylor. We got appreciation by Christopher Gans. Then we got more special features. This is interesting here. So Dracula Barcelona, a 2017 documentary, runs 90 minutes long. The always great Stephen Thrower on Count Dracula. Nobody knows more about Jess Franco than Stephen Thrower does. And in the Land of Franco bonus sequence with Alan Petit and Stephen Thrower for Count Dracula, that should be really good. Alternate title sequences. And what's really neat here is we actually get a soundtrack CD for Count Dracula, which is actually really cool. I love the fact that they do that. So what's your thoughts on this one?
My thoughts on it is I love the cover. I love the slip cover. When I watched the movie, I thought it was one of the most boring things I'd ever seen. But at the time, if I'm honest, I was moving, so I could have been distracted. So that's a possibility. Will I be buying this? The answer to that is yeah, of course I will be, because I do want it, and it's Jess Franco. I'm a Jess Franco completionist. I'm a Christopher Lee completionist, and I'll probably enjoy it more because I'm not as stressed as I was then, and that's a big deal. But it's got a perfect cast in it, in my view. So,
love the cast. I think that it's it does meander. It does get a little bit slower at times, but to be honest, so does the book. Out of all the classic Gothic horror that's out there, in the books, Dracula's one of the slowest, and it's a slog for read. The first time I read Dracula was really, really hard. I found it really hard to get through. The same couldn't be said for like Frankenstein, which was
Yeah.
really kind of like quick read for me. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, though, that was a shorter one, so definitely made it quicker. But I do think this is going to be a good one. I like that that George like uses
I like that. Glenn, brilliant, Glenn. You weren't distracted. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm glad someone agrees with me then.
on Dracula. Oh, Dad is not. No, Dad is probably the bigger fan of this, and he's not a big fan of it. But he's like, was it Dad? I think it was Dad that told me about this movie initially before he even saw it. But yeah, is it closer to the book? A little bit. Is it closer to the book than Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula? Oh, hell yeah! Oh my God, there's the one that said it was close to the book, right? And
Yeah.
I can't remember any part of like the book Dracula where basically he comes back from battle and his wife is dead and curses, curses like in the church and turns over anyway.
Well, I do agree with you there, Glenn. It's a boring film.
See, I don't think it is. I mean, it's
I just
slow.
I hate the ending as well.
No, the
It
ending's
just
quite
seems so
decent,
rushed.
but that is closer. Now, hold on. Now, be fair. Uh, did you see Lugosi's Dracula?
Yeah, of course I did.
How rushed is that ending?
Yeah, but it's different time.
I don't know. I mean, like, no, I mean, like put it up against like, not everything is like Hammer's Dracula. Like
Yeah,
they
but
got
it's more realistic, isn't it? The end of the original Dracula is more realistic.
Oh, you mean like okay here? Dracula is dead. End credits.
Yeah,
No, it's not.
that's
It's
better.
and for
That's better than the
honestly,
ending of this one.
it's it's not. This is actually this is the one. Now, correct me. I saw it last year, but this is the one that ends like with the with the coffin like with the Bowie knife, right?
I believe so. Yeah, like falling off and stuff.
Yeah, like so it is. It's definitely closer to the book than like would have been.
Well, if you haven't read the book, like most people, I'm sure probably haven't, who will go and watch it, they're going to go, "What the hell's going on?"
I don't know. I mean, I think I still I'll go to bat for it. It's not the best. I mean, there was a lot of things that were like going against it at the time. The cast is really good for this one right here. Anything with Soledad Miranda, I want. 100%. Like anything, I want her in 4K anytime I can. I think she's fantastic in this, and her Lucy is great. The best Lucy of all, though, like it still is going to be, and we'll talk about it after, is going to be in John Badham's Dracula. That's the creepiest you're ever going to see. But her Lucy is fantastic in this movie right here.
I can't get involved with this because I haven't seen. But George says the Ruby Rose is great. She's awful. She can't act.
See, no, I mean, I don't agree. I mean, like she did good in that. She did
You
good job.
don't agree that Ruby Rose is a joke as an actress and can't do much? Come on. Have you not watched most of the films she's in? Awful. Stiff. Badly acted.
See, I don't think at all. I thought she did a great job in that. Like the pilot, to Batwoman's really good. They set it up well. Like she comes off as like, okay, she could be Batwoman. Like she is legitimate badass character, and that's kind of what you want. But I thought the other girl was like even better. One
She
that takes
comes
over.
down. She comes down to being typecasted.
This is like the
That's
most
what it comes
negative I've
down
ever
to.
seen Malcolm make. You're like it's like like some people come out here like, oh, I hate this. This movie's so horrible. Don't be one of those guys. Don't become one of those guys, Malcolm.
I'm not one of those guys. I'm just saying how it is.
I don't know,
That's
man.
all. Hey, you bring out something. Yeah, you can talk about something that's good, and I'll go on about how good it is.
Oh well, don't worry. We're going.
Yeah, $50
talk
on
about some
good.
stuff that is good. Like whether you agree with it or not. But no, I would definitely buy this. I don't think $50 is bad for a 4K.
I wouldn't buy it for 50. I'd buy it in a sale. To be
like
fair, for me, I mean,
because we're looking at like a 4K, 2 Blu-ray discs, and a soundtrack CD. Like that's not a bad price. Like for that. and it's normal like for like that's 69 right there right now. Like,
$69.
yep. Where's it 50?
Oh, you got in
Netherlands.
Canadian, didn't you?
I'm in Canadian, yeah. So if it's $50 like in the United States, which is a decent price for that. And people like get surprised all the time when they see like $50 4K. So I'm like, are you serious? Like, have you not gotten to Vinegar Syndrome? Like, have you not seen like Blue Underground? Have you not seen almost any other like 4K release that's not
It's
like
because most of the people that see these prices are only buying the stuff that's like $20 to $30 from the cinemas.
yeah, that's the thing. Like if you're buying like a Sony or a Paramount that comes out like in super cheap, like at your local Walmart, yes, it's going to be 25 or $30, right? But
Yeah.
it's like as you will tell when you get like as my dad can actually kind of say, like he got a few 4Ks, right? And we know this, Malcolm. And he was like, I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure. The second he got a Vinegar Syndrome 4K, where first is the Vampire Woman, right? The Paul National one.
Mm.
That's when he saw the difference in 4K. That's when you could see it because the boutique label releases put in an excellent package, and that's very important when it comes to this type of stuff.
Not
Uh,
always, but most of the time I'd say they do.
I
You know,
mean,
you
I
have
think,
some companies that don't, like Dark Force.
well, yeah, I don't see, but I never think of Dark Horse as a boutique label. Like,
But they are.
like really?
Technically, yeah, they've released quite a few films, so technically they are.
Technical. That's a big technicality. Like that. This is where I get into the negativity. I'm not a Dark Force fan, and like it's because a lot of stuff.
Ooh.
I'm not like it's a lot of stuff that they've said.
I don't
Uh,
like this negativity from you, Alan. You need to sort this out now. I'm
not
sorry.
with them. It's going to be like
You're
nope.
not going to be one of those people, are you, if it's negative?
With Dark Horse, yes, I am. And everybody that's on here knows that. I tried to give them like a clear thing this year, but I'm just not getting into it. So this one is one that was previously released, I think, on the right
I have no idea.
because this is vampire like Uncle Dracula.
Is this
Was
Uncle
this
Dracula?
is it? I want to know because I never see. I haven't looked. Like I haven't looked at this at all. I wanted to wait.
Apparently, this is featuring Herbal and de Miranda.
Okay, so it's not that. Okay, then we're looking at something different. Is this one me and Dad watched? Um, it is. So this is weird. This is a weird film. Dad, is this the one? Me and Dad sat down one night and we started to watch this. I'm gonna call it a movie, and it was like scenes from like scenes from like the Dracula film, and I think from like maybe from Nosferatu one too. I mean, it was really strange. It's dreamlike deconstruction of myths, monsters, and movie making. Like I would like to see all of it because me and Dad just watched a little bit of it. But it's intriguing. It's definitely like this is more. This is
Is it two
definitely
films? Is this two films?
it's definitely more artsy. Definitely more artsy. Denounced by both the Franco dictatorship and the Vatican. Well, yeah, it must be onto artists. That's a good point for me already. With its subversive works, the director that has rewritten the rules of genre narrative.
I agree with you, Glenn. It is a good movie. 4K does make a movie look any better, unless obviously that movie was extremely blurry and it only got a 4K release, I guess.
Oh, I think it was
There's
based on.
one.
Oh, with
Oh,
4K
I
doesn't.
see. It's the same film, but it's got two different versions.
Yeah. I know I've seen one of them. And we didn't watch all of it because it was really, really strange. I think we turned it over afterwards. But I wouldn't mind if the price was right, I would own that one. So let's go to the other 4K release that's coming out. The one I'm not as excited about, Dr. Butcher MD, Zombie Holocaust, 4-disc 4K UHD with slipcover. So what's your thoughts on this one right here?
Well, I'm getting Zombie Holocaust from 88 films, so that's probably that's a problem. But if I wasn't, I'd be excited for this release just because I didn't own them.
I mean, it's like this is not like if you're into Zombie Holocaust, like it's great, but it's not really my jam. Like I own it. I own like a DVD, so it'd be easy for me to upgrade this one. because,
Yeah.
like, same with Count Dracula, right? I had the Dark Sky DVD, and that's a cut DVD version of it that's not very good quality. So, will I upgrade Count Dracula? Yeah, because I want to have anything that's like Saw Brand. I want all just Franco. And it's not my favorite. We'll talk about that in a second, actually. But feature wise on here, we got a trailer. Ooh, video release trailer, TV spot.
That's
Butchery and
quite a lot,
Belly.
yeah.
An interview with Aquarius Releasing. Terry Levine. We got Four Boroughs of Blood with Michael Gingold touring the New York locations. Down on the Deuce. We have Tales That Tore Our Heart Out. Roy Frumke's segment of unfinished anthology horror, Tales That Will Tear Your Heart Out, with accompanying director commentary. The Butcher Mobile. Cutting Dr. Butcher. Illustrated essay, Experiments with the Male Caucasian Brain by Gary Hertz. We got theatrical trailer, video spots. We get one for the Zombie Holocaust. We got features of that one. Interview with Ian McCulloch. We get interview with the special effects artist. We got filmmaker Enjo G. Castellari, remembering his father, director, neurosurgery, Italian style, Sherry Holocaust with Sherry Buchanan, New York film locations, 1980 and 2015. An audio bonus, Ian McCulloch sings Down by the River. So there's a lot of stuff on it.
Hey,
I don't see
Matty.
anything new, but if you got like, hey there, IB. Hey there, Matty. But I mean, like, there's new stuff for me because the one I got literally was like from, I think it was from 88 Films, like their first release. So remember the yellow like DVD
Yeah.
case, and they put like a documentary on like a zombie film on Cannibal Films, which is why I bought it. Which this doesn't have actually, but because I think they put it on another release. But it's nice to see this come out, and this one here is again, 69 Canadian, like $50 in the US.
Yeah.
And we do have some bundles,
Bundles.
and I'm always excited about the bundles. I like to see these. So if you want to get
Where's the
the
shirt?
movie, oh yeah, right here, the Dr. Butcher shirt. I would prefer the Count Dracula shirt, to be honest with you. But this is expensive for the bundle, $179.
179. Ooh.
Yeah, but you get a reversible slipcover. Well, I guess it's better
For a
than
second, I
like,
was like, how does it reverse? I was like, oh, you turn it around.
that one. You do not know how long that I thought about that. Like when somebody announced that first, I was like, wait a second, do I have, how does this work? But $179 is very expensive for this. But I guess it's better.
That's
Like
quite impressive. That's quite impressive. But the shirt size goes up to 5XL.
well, nowadays, you get a lot of bigger sizes when it comes to the shirts, which is good. They do good stuff here. You can buy for $63. You can buy the Zombie Holocaust one on its own with the reversible slipcover and the
Not bad, actually. That's not actually bad.
Oh, now that's actually a very good price for that. Because if you're looking at, notice that the price changes to Canadian as soon as I go there. Like it's like that goes American first, then goes right to Canadian.
Oh, weird.
There, we can also get the Lee one, where basically you get Count Dracula 4K and you get the artsy film.
Oh, welcome. I'm enjoying your videos and your channel, especially the ones of your sweetheart.
Oh,
Just
nice.
interesting. Also, I really liked one of your videos when you said about Star Trek.
We're going
Thanks,
to take it all
George.
back now, Malcolm, because your Ruby Rose comment. Or you can buy the movies on their own just together for 112, which isn't too bad. Because if you're paying like 50, like 112, which turned to 154 Canadian. See the difference? See the difference? It was 112 American, bam, Canadian 154. But yeah, when you do up like
I don't know who gets messed over more, the Canadians or the Australians.
Canadians. Well, except with Disney. But we got screwed over with Disney too because they took away like the Disney Movie Club in Canada.
Not nice.
I would say I will eventually pick that up. I mean, if I go to Sunrise and this is it's going to be very tempting. It depends on what else is there along with it. Like, well, what else I could actually get? Consider releasing a slipcover for Count Dracula, but was too big for the release. Ooh. I haven't listened to the podcast. I'm listening to it later on today. But I don't know. Like, unlike you, this time I'm actually excited about these announcements.
All I kept thinking when they announced these was somebody bought these during the halfway sale on the normal Blu-ray, and now they're like, you know what I mean? Because they could have just went and bought the 4Ks.
But I mean, like, that could be like when you're looking at that type. It could be like with anything. Like, you can wait and wonder if it's going to be 4K.
Oh, I know, but I'm saying the fact that it was straight after. Anyone gets annoyed over that. Not because that was something that they knew was going to happen.
Well, actually, Severin has kind of out and out, like, but over the last year, said, just so you know, there's some Franklin's coming to 4K that were older releases. I was kind of expecting.
Plus, I find it hard. To get excited about re-releases.
Do you have the Blu-ray, or do you have the DVD?
I had the Blu-rays.
So yeah, I have the DVD. So that's, for me, that is a bit more exciting. Like, if I had the Blu-ray, I may not be as inclined to pick it up right away. But let's start with some of our favorite vampire films. All right. And I got a few like kind of different ones here. So I'll let you go. You start first.
All right, I'll go first. One of my favorite has to be Old Dracula.
Oh. Is that a? It's a fun.
I love this. I love this movie. I love all the slang and the way it gets talked to when it's called a jive turkey and all that other stuff. I love it. It's amazing. This is probably one of the greatest Vinegar Syndrome releases of all time. Right here. I will always put this on the top 20 list of vampire movies because it's phenomenal.
I'm going to start with my favorite Jess Franco vampire film, which you definitely know what it is. And it is Vampire Lesbos with Soledad Miranda.
Wrong one. She picked up female vampire.
God, no. I mean, I love female vampire, yes. But is it the best like vampire film? No. Lena Romay is fantastic in it. There's some great scenes in it.
Yeah, there is some really great scenes in it.
But this is a much better film. Like, this is, when I think of like Jess Franco films that are like extremely well directed and well done, this always comes to the forefront. This is probably one of my top like Franco films of all time. Up there with kind of films like Bahia Blanca and some of his other like kind of more.
She Killed in Ecstasy.
I love She Killed in Ecstasy, but I love this more. Like, this is like, I've got She Killed in Ecstasy. It's a fantastic film, but it doesn't touch that. And there was just like a certain like thing with Soledad Miranda when he worked with her. She was his muse for a while.
Yeah, she was with him first, wasn't she?
She was like he found her like what was it? She made a movie where she had a smaller part in, and he found her through that film. They became close friends, and he started putting her in his film. Sadly, she died very young.
In a car crash, wasn't it?
Oh, yep. She's also in Count Dracula. She is Lucy in Count Dracula. She's one of the sexiest.
And next up, we've got Renfield.
We went really new.
This has one of the greatest moments in the bit where he turns up at the therapy, like anonymous thing, and he says that they're all going to die because of him. I love that scene. Probably one of the best interpretations of any Dracula of all time, right there, look. There you go. I love it. As a comedy, it's really good.
I really like it. It looks really good.
You haven't seen it. It's a lot of fun. But it's
Return of Dracula from 1958, which is actually really, really good. I don't have that one in my collection, but it's a great film. I think it's Francis Leader. Now, this is one that kind of is on the cusp of being a vampire film, but I consider it one. So I put it on the list because I got a bunch of films here below, I guess. Just because it kind of fits, but it's a Ken Russell film. You know what it is, right? And
Okay.
obviously, you know the
Oh, my
very
wife and stepkid in Dulce Redfield. Nice.
hold on a second. I got a message from my girl.
I'll show. What's that?
Ordered some groceries earlier, and we had like a message from the grocery store.
Oh, okay. Next up, The Shiver of the Vampires.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Not a great film, but artistically, great.
Actually, because you're showing that, because the only version I got of it is the old.
Ooh, I like that cover more actually.
But that's a better edition. This has like a 2-minute intro with John Roland and a 39-minute like interview with him, and
Wow.
booklet. That's it. Like
This has
a lot
all
more.
this.
Exactly, a hell of a lot more. I'm glad when we kind of cross over in a couple things, because that means that my list won't seem so big. This is a favorite of mine.
Oh, nice. You
Ganja
got the Eureka one.
Oh yeah, great film. If you haven't seen it, it's different. Like Dwayne Jones is probably best known, I guess, for Night of the Living Dead. But this is a excellent, excellent movie that gets overlooked so often. I'm so on the remake. I don't think it's half the film that the original is, but I
No.
really love this film. I love the soundtrack to Ganja and Hess. It's got an excellent soundtrack to it as well. This is a great addition too. This is a Blu-ray DVD copy. I like when they used to do that actually. But Ganja and Hess, do you have that one in your collection, by the way?
No, it's one again in my collection. Same with Blackula.
Definitely. Oh, well, we'll get there in a little bit actually.
Queen of the Blood.
Queen of Blood.
Okay,
Actually,
so
that one almost made my list, but it was up too high.
So next up, we've got Scars of Dracula.
I love that one. And screw the Hammer Society people that don't.
It's actually interesting, you know, because if you look at that, if you look at Christopher Lee there, and then you look at this case, you can tell they were trying to look similar.
Oh yeah,
a little bit, you know, in the way they were doing the look.
That is because Nicolas Cage is actually a fanboy, as opposed to like some people that do this stuff.
Great movie. This really good. I always love when the eyes turn red. And and I always love when Christopher Lee in these movies grabs hold of the female minion vampires he's got and starts swinging them around and starts throwing them across the room. I love it. You know, and then they hiss at him and he's like, and then he jumps on them and you're like, just get a room already. But yeah, like that one.
So just so everybody knows, I had Malcolm do all the Hammer like vampire films. Well, because he's in the UK, so I figured he had way more.
That's not true, actually. I said to Aaron, I said, have you got any of these Hammer films? And he said no. And I was like, oh, how could you not have any of them?
That's because people know the difference from them. Because we watch my channel.
Oh.
The one that you should have, by the way. Just saying. No excuse, man. It's Blackula and Scream, Blacklist Scream. These are like Scream, Blacklist Scream is an okay sequel. I don't think it's on par with the original. But we get this in this one, in Blackula. We get Gordon Pinson from Newfoundland as the, was it like police detective? And not even pretending like to not have a Newfoundland accent. He has a strong, heavy Newfoundland accent. If you've ever seen the movie, you know who it is I'm talking about, because the accent that he has is just so freaking heavy. He doesn't even try and hide it. But this is a really good film. I loved Blackula. And it's so cool that he walks in with like this outfit on, and it can only be the 70s because nobody blinks. Like he comes in with this like big cape on and stuff like that. Goes into this like discotheque type place, and people are like, "Yeah, that's normal. That's totally what people do." The second one has Pam Grier, so you gotta like to bet that it's got Pam Grier, and I know how much my dad loves.
I'll be right back. I've got a package coming to the door.
All right.
So I'll be right back. So show another one if you can.
I want to, yeah, because I got a couple more than you, so we'll do that. One that my dad hates, actually, I'll show next. No, I'm actually going to show you guys TV series. A bit of a rarity. She's clothed. This was a Canadian series and starred a guy by the name of Gordie Johnson. He's been on a lot of stuff. He usually plays bad guys. You'll probably know him. You've probably seen him as an actor in something because he's done a whole bunch of stuff. This is a little show called Dracula the Series. And no, Dark Shadows, I do have that, but I was not taking that down, man. It's happy case. But this came out on Platinum, and I think Echo Bridge put out one of these. Yeah, the Echo Bridge. But for some reason, I think this one right here went out of print really, really quickly. It's a fun little show. It's nothing like overly like great, but as a vampire enthusiast, someone that buys a lot of like Dracula stuff, it's fun to have. Basically, it's some kids that find out that they're kind of their neighbor, who's like a businessman, a big famous businessman, is Dracula. He's trying to buy Blacklist cake. Yeah, actually, that's cool. See, like, it just seems like a normal thing, right? I'll show that one after again for to Malcolm, just to flex to see if he has it. But we'll go on with a couple. I don't have the first one, which is really weird, but I do have parts 2 and 3, and that is Subspecies. Now, I actually love the first one, and I am not as big on part 2 initially, and I'll tell you why. Because I hate the character of the Mummy. But we got Bloodlust here and Bloodstone. And we get some good ones in here. Like Unresolved is really good. Kevin Spurtis is in part 3. And I like him as an actor a lot. He's in part 2 as well, listen. Was it called Kevin Spurtis then, or was it called Kevin? Yeah, I think it's called Kevin Blair. Yeah, because he changed his name. Naomi Shatner, we got a Shatner in here as well. So love me some Subspecies. The one I showed before, Malcolm, was the Dracula TV series.
Oh, nice.
That is long out of print.
This is a manga box set that they shipped in a bag.
It legit looks like...
You know that American Vampire orders? That came in one of these.
Are you serious?
Seriously. Oh, not damaged. Oh, it is damaged right in the corner.
There you go. That's nice though.
Yeah, it's damaged. See, it's damaged right there.
Where?
Right there.
Okay, it's not too bad. I mean, like I had to look hard to see it. You're lucky though that you didn't damage more.
It's got scented stickers in it as well. Do you want to see the other thing I got? Because it's vampire related.
Oh.
Can't let people see my address. There we go.
Yeah, you're gonna make that mistake. Trust me, I know, dude.
Or not, yeah. And that is, I thought this was something else. Crimes of the Future.
Okay, how was Crimes of the Future vampire?
No, I just said I thought it was something else.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I'm like,
I thought it was something else, but it wasn't. So it's a bit weird because I was supposed to have 2 other things turn up. Oh well.
It's your turn, by the way.
It's my turn. Okay. Next up, I'm going to do Lust for a Vampire.
Oh, good, because that's the only like one that I.
Oh, this one's got a better cover.
Yours is a better cover. I don't know. I actually do like this a bit. But yeah, no, I like your cover better.
I love the ending of this movie.
Mike Raven is not exactly the best actor though, but it like
Yeah, I just love it. I just love this movie. It's so much fun.
he looks the role though.
I just love it. I think it's brilliant. I love the ending with the whole love story and the whole weird skull, and it's a strange one.
It's got a gorgeous cast. Like that's the one that has a gorgeous cast.
Oh, nice one, George. Did you get it for £25? Because that's what I got mine for. Okay, yeah. So you next.
Oh, do you want me to go again? Okay.
I mean, unless you want me to go, because I was thinking I could do another one.
Dracula. John Badham's Dracula. I saw this in theater when I was a kid. This is basically like everybody has their Dracula that the first one that they grew up with, and you know, I didn't obviously. Christopher Lee was finished Dracula by the time I was growing up. So I'd seen him on TV, but this was the first Dracula that I saw in theater, and I love this movie. I really adore this film. I love the set pieces of this. I love the fact that it's taken from the stage play, so that it's kind of like it goes back to the more romantic aspects.
That's true, Vince. It is very underrated. Since Severin's frozen, I'll mention this: The Satanic Rites of Dracula. Yes, with Christopher Lee. I think Chris Lee was one of the best Draculas, but I think as they got on, they kind of got a bit silly, like the bit where he gets trapped in what are they called? The vines at the end. You know, that I thought that was a bit silly. He does his own laundry, I guess. That's probably true. Blame the maid when it's not done properly. So, yeah, so everyone's a Dracula. I like this film. I think it's great. I like watching this back-to-back Dracula HD. So I've got that one. Got the Bloodthirsty trilogy, which were basically just like the Japanese versions, really, of Hammer at the time. When they come out, they were, the same kind of style, bit campy, but really good for their time. And I really, really like Vampire Doll the most, Lake of Dracula. Why have I got this sealed? I'll tell you why. Because I had it in America. So, yeah, the Bloodthirsty trilogy. It is a brilliant. If you like Hammer, you'll love these.
Actually, I have that one here too. Now that I'm back.
Hey!
The slipcover.
There you go. You got the slip.
Oh yeah, I got this one first came out. I love this film, but still, I love the boat sequence at the end of this with the big hook and
Donna loves him.
Frank Langella.
Yeah, she says he's the sexiest vampire.
He's a fantastic actor. Like he is such a good actor. Whose turn is it now? I forgot. Like it's been.
Well, why don't I do another one because you did a couple while I was gone, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we've got Dracula, Prince of Darkness.
I didn't bring over mine of that, but I got the Millennium Edition.
This is another phenomenal Hammer Dracula film. I always loved the female vampires in these because it was like, and there's always this thing where you just want to take them home. Yeah, this is a good one. I love it.
Andrew Keir doing taking over for Peter Cushing. All right, go with the John Carpenter one, and this is John Carpenter's Vampires. And do I really like this movie? Yes, I do, because this is John Carpenter's Vampires. This is the Twilight Time edition, which of course,
But do you have the indicator version?
No, I get 2 editions there now.
Then you don't like it enough. Then
I got it enough to get the one that's hardest to get right here.
Oh,
it's true. In Twilight Time, 'tis no more. Sadly true. I really miss this company actually. But they did some great stuff for this. Of course, there was the infamous Twilight Time booklet that they have, and I love the artwork.
Does it have an isolated score?
Yeah. Well, of course, that's what he's known for. The guy, unfortunately, he's passed away now. But he started in the world of of music acquisition, and went into film later. But this here was so when he did Twilight Time, one of the things that he wanted to do, they didn't see a lot of companies doing, movie companies doing, was actually go out and do and put a heavy emphasis on the music. So that's why I got so many isolated scores and stuff like that.
Cool. Okay, next up, I know this is one dear to George's heart, and that's Bart and Martin.
Mine is in Paris. Sadly.
Bart and Martin. This is one of those classic, weird kind of vampire movies that you either either love or you hate it. For me, I hate it. That's because I watched it on the Arrow DVD. So why do I own it? Because I want to watch it again. That's why.
So you hate it?
Oh yeah, I hate this movie.
Second sight, 4K edition.
But I want the second sight one because I thought, oh well, it'd look better in 4K, wouldn't it? And it looks like it's one of those movies that doesn't look that great compared to most, obviously because where it was filmed. But yeah, I've still yet to watch it again. I'll probably have a different view of it because the first time I watched this, I was 22.
Well, and the releases for Martin have been atrocious, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So,
got to put some Ponacula here.
Hey, that's good. I love that that's got the same cover on it as one of the Francos.
But even to go a little bit better than that, show how much I like this film. I also have the.
Oh.
And the neat thing
about VHS.
So before this came out, usually almost every time you wanted to get Count Dracula's Great Love, it was cut pieces. So when Movie Macabre put it out, they put it out uncut, and it hadn't been put out uncut before. So getting this, this was kind of a holy grail for a lot of people to get at the time. But Count Dracula's Great Love, absolutely adored that one.
Nice. I owned that. I gave it to Alex because I thought I'll be able to get it again. Nope, the slipcover sold out.
No.
Here's your turn.
Wow. So this is a bit of a cheat here because I got the Dracula collection.
Hold on. I went with the old school one.
Oh, there we go. I've got it. You've got it. I'm sure Glenn's got it. Anyone who doesn't have this, you don't deserve to be a movie fan. Bela Lugosi, Dracula.
My favorite on this is Son of Dracula.
Bela Lugosi. Nice. I love it. This is a great. See, I knew Glenn would have it because he's a class dude. See, if you got this, you're a real movie fan. If you haven't got these movies, what are you doing? Go out and buy them now. Don't buy the 4K versions.
The Hunger. A great modern vampire film. I love the way it's very stylistic. Tony Scott directed this late. Tony Scott.
I apologize for the background noise. We got groceries. I need to put them away. So my apologies.
But I actually love this film. And David Bowie's amazing in this. We got Susan Sarandon and Catherine Deneuve, some of the most gorgeous women. and a massive fan. Are you a fan of The Hunger?
Yes, I like The Hunger, and I like the series too.
The series was good, actually. It was a lot of fun.
So my last two right here
Well,
is the Count Yorga collection.
I knew you'd put that in there, so I didn't, by the way.
Yep, because I had this singly when it was 2 on 1 disc originally. That's how I saw it. A lot of fun. I like these. Very 70s. Right? Yeah, very 70s. But a lot of fun. I like it. It's Gino! Gino's here. Hey guys, hope you're doing well. I'm unfortunately embroiled in depression. And it's really bad today. Anyway, as for vampire films, I love Nosferatu and Dracula AD 1972. Come on, Gino, cheer up. Come on, dance for us. I didn't pick that up because I knew you'd put that on the list.
Yeah, for sure. Like, this is one of my favorites. I love this movie. I didn't know I was going to love it as much as I did, because when this came out, I was like, okay, I'll get it. But I'm not quite sure. And I watched it with Raj, my cousin, and we were like, this is freaking amazing. Like, we were both, Raj had never seen it before, so he had no point of reference for these type of films. But we were like, this is way, way better than I remember it being. By the way, this is a 4K that really looks amazing. This
looks better than Flesh for Frankenstein.
It does, actually, but Flesh for Frankenstein looks good. But I think this is a better remaster. It has a CD soundtrack, which I think Flesh for Frankenstein didn't have. Like, which I wish it had.
No, it didn't.
Really, really good. Great release. Are you a fan of this film?
I've never seen it.
You've seen Blood for Dracula. You got to see it.
That's why I bought it, because I've never seen it.
You got to watch
it. I didn't know it existed until they were released.
All right.
That's how bad that is.
I'm going to do a second one because you said you only get 2 left. But I got a couple here. I want to do a couple different ones. So,
sure.
Addiction with Lily Taylor is more of a modern take on vampires, done by Bill Ferrer, and it's really good. My better half got me this one, kind of blind for Christmas when the year it came out. She was at a local Sunrise, and she went there and she went in and picked me up a few different releases, and one of them is this Arrow release right here. And I don't know if I'd seen it actually, but I totally fell in love with it watching it again. Christopher Walken is in this. He has like a small but really important role in the film. Annabella Sciorra, who probably most people know from Hand That Rocks the Cradle, which I actually watched recently. I rewatched. Very good movie. But I love this.
What, the Hand That Rocks the Cradle?
Yeah, I really liked Hand That Rocks the Cradle. It was it's kind of it's not of its time. It's something that you can see happen like anytime.
It's brilliant. Right? Yeah. Even though my wife, who's asthmatic, says it's ridiculous with the whole asthma thing. It's a film. You know, what do you expect? I've always thought it was brilliant. It was one of my mum's favourites.
I love Shadow the Vampire, Christopher.
I did my last ones.
Oh, you did your last ones? Okay, well, okay.
Yeah, that's what I said, the last two, because the last two were there.
So, for my sisters, who would have been old enough to watch this in theater, and probably would have been their vampire, here is Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula on 4K. And hey, this is a good action 4K remaster right there. This is a cheap but good 4K remaster. Right along there, we put like Dracula Untold, why not? And Van Helsing. Do those real quickly, get them out of the way. So we get to ones that I actually kind of like. And I want to do like one documentary. So Trail of Dracula. From
nice.
Hosted by Christopher Lee. And it's a fun one. There's like 94 minutes of like Dracula movie trailers on here as well. So it's a great trailer tape too. So we get a lot of good stuff, a lot of good Dracula goodness on there for kind of a Dracula evening. And next up is definitely one that Malcolm did not like. And it's Blood Ceremony.
Yeah, I found that boring.
Bathory one. But some people find the Countess Bathory story just don't take to it anyway. Like, of course, there's Ingrid Pitt and like Countess Dracula. People always say, well, that's the slower vampire Dracula. Yeah. But it's a true story. I liked what was done with it. And Nosferatu, could not leave this out. With Klaus Kinski, fantastic film, just so atmospheric and wonderfully well done. Looking very different than he does, and of course, in Nosferatu in Venice.
I should have brought that one in, shouldn't I? Because I got that the other day.
You did actually, because you did it in the video. The one that I went back and forth on and talked to my better half about whether to include this as a vampire film. At the end, I decided to. Shivers. Just the kind of like the way that it's passed, and like kind of like, because like the whole like sexuality of like the vampire and the way that that's portrayed in the movie Shivers, I had to like, I could not include it.
Infection.
Yeah, because that's what like you think like if modern day, like when you think of like the vampire, especially you think vampires like, you know, vampirism is like it's sexual. It's almost like an STD, right? Like basically you're and I left my favorite to last. My favorite, like modern day vampire film,
Hey, Fright Night.
Fright Night, for real. I have, of course, the Twilight Time 25th anniversary edition that sold out in 5 minutes. Kid you not, like literally did this release. And
Did you buy it during the actual release, or did you buy it after?
No, there's no buying it. Like, yeah, buying this afterwards, it would have been way expensive. No, you had to buy a red wine. And of course, I got I grabbed the Eureka release too, because there's some more stuff on here. That some new stuff.
Shocking fact, guys. I've never watched Fright Night.
Like the first
Never.
or second, for real, or
Both. I've never seen either of them.
you have to change.
I've
that.
got
Like,
them. I own them. I don't know number 2. I own number 1.
well, no,
So I've got the Eureka version, but I've never seen
I'll
it.
tell you what, we'll probably make this part of our October watches.
All right, sure.
Chris Sarandon just does an amazing job. It's got a fantastic score. The scene in the disco, the music is just wonderful. And one other release, actually, that might make its way to October, and which is going to really excite Malcolm.
Hey!
Camp Blood 1, Camp Blood 2, and Within the Woods. I always like to put a little
Ooh.
cheese into my October releases. And yes, guys, this will be a part of October this year, of the 31 days. Prepare for pain. Okay, with that being said, oh no, there's one other one. Damn, I totally forgot this one. They did some really good
Whoa.
here. This is a Hammer and horror set. Was put up by Severin Films. Blood Drinkers is here. Curse the Vampires is here. 2 really good releases. Way better than I expected them to be, actually. I expected them to be a lot kind of sharper and cheesier than they actually were. But really adored these. I could have went on going with vampire stuff. I had to stop myself after a while. I got a lot of vampire films. I love like
Whoa.
classic gothic stuff, vampire films, werewolf films, stuff like that. So I'll always try to grab those whenever I can.
Oh, he's got a Coke.
Well,
Full fat Coke.
which I desperately needed.
And I'm drinking no added sugar cream soda.
From Tesco.
Yep.
George, you're gonna miss it. Have a great evening, man. You're gonna miss out on our Batman stuff. Just saying.
Oh no! Don't go, George.
I'm partial to the sequel, though. The sequel's really good. By the way, Christopher, the sequel's one that didn't get a lot of like love early on, from myself included, to be honest with you. But the more I watched it over time back in the VHS days, the more I loved it. Today is also Batman. Hey, Nubis, welcome, man.
Look at that. Okay, no. I got an email saying there was a sale, but the sale was the old, the oldest one again.
Oh yeah, I got a couple. They keep giving me like, don't they?
Yeah, I keep forgetting all because they have so many sales. You never know, do you?
Yeah, because you go there like, oh wait, this one I've already seen. In time for a surprise challenge of Cinephile? Oh, definitely. There's stuff coming up. And Maddie, I told you I'm getting you back in, so just saying. We got some Batman stuff to talk about.
We got some
Yeah,
Batman.
Batman books.
I got some Batman.
His is gonna be more modern than mine, I think. I got 6 in total, but a couple of them go together.
Two
and one is-
I want to talk about. I haven't got. So,
we can talk about other
hey,
stuff.
Anubis. So the first one is Batman 66. I love the Batman 66 TV show, and I love the Batman 66 comics,
Actually,
especially the crossovers.
I had that over there. Actually, should have brought it over. I got the Man from Uncle one. Batman 66, The Man from Uncle, which was actually I totally forgot it.
Because they had the Man from Uncle, they had Wonder Woman,
Yeah,
they had the Avengers, they had the Green Hornet, Archie, right, and then they had the main series. Absolutely brilliant. There's an omnibus, but it's way out of print now.
Yeah, I would love to get the omnibus actually, because I've only got that Man from Uncle. That's what I got.
Yeah. I'd love to own. It's funny enough. The Man from Uncle one's the one you can still buy from Read Comics. You can't buy any of the others.
The sad thing is, Batman 66 omnibus I could have gotten a while back. Right, came out on the site that I go to for $39 right before we left, but I wouldn't have gotten in time. So I couldn't pick it up. So I guess I'll start first.
Sure.
And I wanted to do kind of like this is a ragged, tattered one because I've had it for a while, just so you know. But it is Batman from the 30s to the 70s.
Ooh, very nice.
And it was well done. Like they started there's a lot of kind of like the early stuff here shot done in kind of like in black and white. And then I got the Superman one as well from 30s to 70s. And there's like color sections where they'll have show covers and to do Batman stories. Like here's a team up with Luthor and the Joker. And you can see as you read through, it's neat because you can see the change in the comic and the art style and everything.
Yeah.
Like the first appearance of Batgirl in here, with the Killer Moth, and they get into the darker stories, the Denny O'Neil stuff, like the Demon of Gothos Mansion, which is a fantastic Batman, by the way, and art by Irv Novak and Dick Giordano. Dick Giordano did really good when it came to Batman. This is when Batman had moved out of his cave, out of the Bat Cave, out of Wayne Manor, and moved into an apartment in the city, which is what they did for a while actually. Because Robin went to college and he had an apartment in the city because it was too big of a manor. Wayne Manor was too big.
I like that. While he's in college, we're gonna go here. Batman Failsafe from Chip Zdarsky.
I love Chip Zdarsky. You cannot go wrong with him, man.
This is a great collection of stories. I've read it digitally, and it's a lot of fun. And I picked it up because it's still sealed, but I picked it up because I wanted to put it in the collection. I haven't read the second volume yet, so I'm just going to buy that in this and read it that way. But I really like his stuff. I want to watch it. I want to read the Daredevil ones as well, because I feel like it would be really a fun ride to kind of read them, both, see the style more.
His Spider-Man, there's an omnibus coming out, Chip Zdarsky Spider-Man, is a must-buy. Absolute must. So I want to go with something kind of old and cheesy. So I brought this one down, which is World's Finest, Batman and Superman together. And this was volume 2. So we're still in the 1950s.
Is that Elmo Fudd?
That is Mr. Mxyzptlk.
I thought it was Elmo Fudd at first.
The way that he initially looks. So actually, Mxyzptlk looks like this in the Superboy series when they do show Superboy, because Michael Pollard plays him. He wears this exact same suit. It looks ridiculous. But again, it's look at this here. Look, how can you not fall in love with this? Look at that.
That was incredible.
It's a lot of fun. It's they're really fun. Chase up the Byron. Look, he's getting shot at the By Ranger Museum. It's a lot of cheesy fun. You got more modern stuff, which people are more interested in. So show yours.
So I thought Phil would be interested in this because it was in pop culture at one point. It's Batman crossover with Fortnite.
All right. I remember what's the name of the place? Ollie's in the United States. They have like comic packs. And I used to
Yeah.
watch like people doing comic pack openings, and every single one had a Fortnite comic in it. Like you open a comic pack. So there's Teen Titans and there's it's
What's
Fortnite
in,
again.
what's interesting about this is they did this, but they also did a Marvel one as well with Fortnite.
Did you read it, by the way? Have you read that?
No,
I'm
I haven't read it
guessing-
yet, but I wanted to
guessing-
show it because I just thought it was a really weird crossover.
I'm guessing that was really cheap, wasn't it?
It was. I got this for, I think I got this for like £10.
That's not bad.
It collects all the issues 1 to 6. And I went, you know what? I've never been a Fortnite fan, but I thought it might be interesting reading a comic, that's kind of out of the universe of Batman.
I can't picture, like, for the life of me, like I can't picture, like I know they're out there, but I can't picture it. I'll eventually read them.
What's
Okay.
interesting about that is if you buy that, you get a skin of Batman in the game.
Which is why people bought it.
Mm.
100% why people buy that. I want to go with something different, and this is Azrael, Fallen Angel. So it starts off with Azrael, with Sword of Azrael, introducing the character of Azrael. It's very, very important in Batman mythos for a very specific storyline, which we're going to talk about in a second in another book that I'm going to show. But he teams up with Batman in Sword of Azrael, and this also has Showcase 94 and the first 7 issues of Azrael. And for those that don't know, Barry Kitson was the artist, and the artwork is stunning.
Ooh.
On this book, the stuff that he did, and just the whole kind of the character. And if you've never read this, by the way, guys, it's an incredible read. Now there's another Azrael, but screw that dude, because John Paul Valley is my Azrael.
Yeah. All right, we've got something that I've always liked, and that is Batman versus Robin.
Oh, that's a good one, actually.
I've always loved these style comics, when they release them, where it's Batman versus Robin or Batman versus like Nightwing, style. Because you're like, okay, it's the son of Batman in this case, so it's Damien, right? But
He did a movie,
I
I got
love when he goes, they did the movie, didn't they?
Yeah.
And it's a really fun read, even though you can rewatch the movie, it's still fun. I enjoy this. I think this one came out after. I think. Oh, I don't know. Oh, printed and bound in Canada.
So you know it's going to be good.
And you know it's
Actually,
going to. If this is it, now that I know that this has been printed and bound in Canada, I can say without a doubt that I know this is going to be quality marksmanship, and that people need to go out and buy this because I
It's a
know
good
it's going to be fine.
A lot
This
of
is
like the
good.
DC stuff, since they went higher quality, has been in Canada. And unfortunately, a lot of the non-quality stuff that's coming from Marvel has been from Turkey. That's not even that's just the thing. Sadly true. This is Batman Nightfall, and this is after Batman had his back broke by Bane.
Is that a compendium?
It's yeah. So this was like they didn't call them that at the time, but I guess that's kind of what it would be. So I lucked out and I picked this up really, really cheap. These are like most time you see things like this, you expect them to be like black and white. I also at the same time for $10 picked up Night's End, which was the completion of the story. So altogether,
Yeah.
it's got like Detective Comics 667 to 677.
That's what I mean, Matty. That's what I mean, Matty. The quality is a lot better when it's from Canada.
It seems like it recently. Not because I'm Canadian, because it actually has been. Shell the Bat 19, 20, 24, 28, 29 to 30, 32, 34. Batman 501 to 5. Come on. Tell me. To 514. Catwoman 12 and 13. Catwoman 6 and 7. Robin 7. Robin 8 and 9. Robin 11 and 13. So a whole lot of stuff in here. There's omnibuses as well that I think they're to print now. The omnibuses, they may be coming back in print. If they are, like, great to get. I love the Nightfall series, by the way. It's really neat. So, like, basically, Batman has just met this guy named Azrael, and he Like Bane breaks Batman's back. What Bane does is he releases everybody from Arkham Asylum. So Batman runs a gauntlet of like his biggest villains, like capturing them over and over again until he's at the utter point of mental and physical exhaustion. And that's when Bane comes in, breaks his back, and Batman has to give somebody the cowl while he finds a way to get back to hopefully try and get better. And for some reason, he gives it to this kid that he's just met, like not to Dick Grayson, not anyone, not to Tim Drake, who's Robin at the time, to Azrael, to Jean-Paul Valley. And it causes like a rift between Dick Grayson and Bruce Wayne for a while. And it's a really good story. It's really well done. And what happens is he initially starts out with a regular Batman costume, and he just starts adding pieces onto it, like he's like thirst for justice and for like a whole bunch of hey there, Alan, a whole bunch of like different things. So he keeps adding pieces on until like it looks like nothing like the Batman costume anymore. It's this armored.
Nobody can be as bad of a Batman than Commissioner Gordon.
Oh yeah, do you mean with that like robotic suit?
Yeah.
Didn't that look ridiculous?
It did look ridiculous. It made him look super skinny too.
Yeah, I mean, I was not a fan of that. I got the storyline here, but I didn't finish it. I'm not gonna lie to you. It might be good. Maybe the story's good, but I just didn't like the art style and didn't like the look of Batman, especially. I have one other. Here you go.
My last one, I haven't got it at the minute because I had to say it when I moved over here, was the Snyder Batman. You know, the new 52 one.
Scott Snyder.
Before it got near the end, the last 2 volumes, it was phenomenal. I loved it. I thought it was one of the greatest long running, to read, and I highly would recommend it. When it gets near the end, it's a little bit, but I liked him.
I was a big fan. I thought Scott Snyder did a great job. He had like massive problems with DC at the time. He was always like getting in arguments with them. But he did great. And I'm going old school again.
Ooh.
With the Golden Age Batman, Volume 3. I actually picked those up for very cheap too. It's one of those omnibuses. I think I got it at Zavvi for like $20. Nice. So it's got Detective Comics 75 to 92, Batman 16 to 25, and World's Finest 10 to 14. Includes a forward by one of like the classic iconic Batman artists from the day, who has one of the most different names. Dick Sprang. Dick Sprang. That's his name. And he was like the Batman artist for like a long time. He did a lot of good stuff. But you can always tell Dick Sprang's artwork because it kind of like just, God, this is going to sound horrible. It kind of just comes out at you. It stands out. So when you see Dick Sprang's artwork, you got some like classic like Joker right here. I think this is before Joker. I was kind of like, for a while, because the Joker was made, be like, okay, you're going to be super funny now because of the comics code. And you have like stuff like this. Look, the quarterback of crime. I love this cheesy stuff. I totally love this cheesy stuff. There's even one here where he's fighting. Who's it like? Is it like the Cavalier or something like that? Like Musketeers. And like when they brought Alfred back from the dead, there's like the Adventures of Alfred right there.
Oh, lovely.
See, because Alfred was like this, like kind of this portly like character, and he a rock fell on him and squished him. But then later on, for about a year, Batman was fighting a character called the Outsider, and it was this like guy that could take the moon out of the sky and stuff like that, out of those kind of weird supernatural aspects to him. And what it turned out was that there was this like, I think it was like a mad scientist mob boss guy that had taken Alfred and brought him back to life. And he was actually the Outsider, the villain, the Outsider.
Whoa.
So it was different.
So they theme hospitaled him. Brought him back.
Yeah. It was cool. It was well done. So what are some of your favorite Batman that you don't own that you like to have?
Batman, the Man Who Laughs. Batman Under the Red Hood.
That's a really good story.
The really old Batmans, like the Brave and the Bold ones, and the ones that I've always wanted to read but haven't been able to, kind of thing. I would say more the Justice League Batman. You know, I mean, I got Trinity, so I'm looking forward to reading that.
That's a good
What
book.
else? Probably some more of the crossovers, like Spawn and all that as well.
I got the newest Batman Spawn one. The first issue of that one, my mom actually went to the store and got it for me because I was in Canada at the time. So I was just like, Mom, can you run to the comic shop and pick me up like a Batman Spawn? Which cover do I have? Actually, I'll grab it in a second for you. But for me, there's a few that I would like to have. I don't have the Scott Snyder stuff that you got. I wouldn't mind having that. I really want the Peter Tomasi, Patrick Gleason Batman, like the Detective Comics one. And there's a few different ones when it comes to the omnibuses. I'm getting Eternal Batman. Not my favorite story, but I think it's actually worth having.
It's good. It's good, but it just feels a bit.
It's better than
You know.
Eternal Batman and Robin. I'll tell you that much right now.
Yeah.
Which isn't very good because I read that one. But there's a couple that I'm looking into that I would really like to get. I know that God, they did the whole series. What was it called? You know when Gotham is like shut off because there's like
Zero Year.
No, not Zero Year. The one like that redid it, but like initially, Road to what's that?
Nowhere. No fault.
That's it. Okay, let me
Nightfall.
I'm just going to check here really quickly because I'm going to go to Amazon and find out. And I'll just put in Batman Omnibus. Telling me because like there's three of them all together. But it was like such a classic like storyline. So classic I can't remember. No Man's Land. Yeah.
No Man's Land. Oh, okay.
No Man's Land, and then there's No Man's Land Volumes 1 and 2. I want those. I want the Grant Morrison. There's 3 of those in total. And those usually go like fairly. Actually, right now, there's a comic shop that has Grant Morrison Volume 2 for $39. I can't get it yet, and I'm like, it's killing me because it was such a good one. Was it like Malcolm's turn to freeze up this time? Or have I frozen up and I just think it's Malcolm. Let me know who froze. Oh no, I can't hear you, but I can see you're kind of like frozen. He'll be back in a second. I'll have to put him back in. It happened to me just when I was doing like one of my favorite like Dracula films, which really peeved me off because I love talking about John Badham's Dracula, which my dad hates. But gotta get my drink. That's the worst thing about a drink, like it kind of gets sweats afterwards. But this is different. Usually it's like me freezing. It usually takes a minute or two to come in. That's where like the other Batman stuff, like, but I do want to like dive into a little bit of what's going on with the. So let's do a little kind of Severin dive while we're waiting into some of the stuff that Sarah has. Oh, I got to share the screen again, don't I? Because I actually went out. Share that screen. I have to check something with. Looks like wanted to dive a little bit into the Severin stuff over here, guys, because I'm actually very excited about the Count Dracula release. My better half is making food today for her parents. See if Malcolm's come back in yet. I got a peek. Yes, he has. Hello.
Hey,
So we
mine that
both froze
went.
this time. We both had a time to freeze this time.
Oh, mine that went completely. I was like, what the?
Hmm.
Normally on mine, I see you freeze and I'm still talking, but yeah, it just booted me out for like a few minutes.
Yeah, did that to me today too. I think it's. I was gonna say it wasn't StreamYard for me this time because like I literally like my internet like kind of flickered for like about a minute.
Yeah.
But I was looking back to the Severin stuff. I thought we'd kind of dive in there for a second for the people that actually bothered to stay with us. Do I like the genre of music called rockabilly? I wouldn't. You mean like Elvis Presley, or you mean like?
It's rockabilly where they sing rock and they dance, like clapping the feet and stuff,
I don't know, man. I'm not.
while wearing overalls.
Because I think we've got some good announcements from Severin overall. Like we got like the we got the Christopher Lee bundle right here. We got a Peter Cushing like box set coming out as well, which I think is actually a really fun one.
I think the Peter Cushing one's the better announcement, but just because of how it's new, do you know what I mean?
Well, the Peter Cushing one's got some really great stuff in it. I mean, like this, you're looking at like a whole like the whole 6 like teleplays, like the Sherlock Holmes ones, 200-page book, 16 hours special features, and like look at it, like it's $131, right? That's Canadian pricing, by the way, guys. And you look up at like if we wanted to pick up the bundle for this one, it's $179, and it's not as many movies.
Nope.
And maybe Peter Cushing doesn't have a T-shirt, but it has more quality films in it.
But the box is really nice.
Oh, yeah, like this is one of those there where they do great jobs with the boxes for Severin. They didn't always. Like I showed you a box earlier with the kind of really flimsy, but that was the time when everybody was doing the flimsy boxes.
Yeah. They just haven't found their place properly.
And there you go. See, it goes with Dracula right here because we get like Tender Dracula and Bloodsuckers.
So buy them together.
But yeah, I'm definitely this is definitely one that I'll grab.
Rock and roll, but was more country and southern influence, like a combo of rock and hillbilly. I guess that's what it was supposed to be.
Maybe I'd have to like think of like some artists that are rockabilly. Then maybe I can tell you.
I think we need more non-exploitation movies box sets.
I think we need. I want more erotic thrillers. That's what I want. But you know what? You need more Birdemic like sets. Come on.
Yeah, the Birdemic set's really good.
Well,
I recommend it to everybody.
the lenticular cover is good. The movie's not so much.
The movie's terrible.
Oh, they're horrible, man. I want to do a quick look at the orbit thing before we go.
Sure. Let's do it.
The orbit's got a sale on. I'm not sure if they even sell like outside of America now, but 20th anniversary sale, September 15th to 25th, which is my better half's birthday, actually. So it's September 25th.
Oh, nice. Got any plans?
Not that I know for now. Yeah, like we, it's it's Monday. Her birthday's on a Monday, so she's working that day. So hopefully we'll do something the weekend before.
Cool. Where's the sale prices here?
So what do we got here? .com for murder is here for $29. That's okay. 99 women. Bullet for the general. Any here that you'd pick up that you don't have?
I'm looking.
Actually, this reminds me of like George's video today. Like, remember? Did you see it
I
on
love that movie?
Like he was talking about like disturbing films that he'd seen.
Yeah.
There's a disturbing film. That is such a horrible movie. Like,
It is a horrible movie.
Like it is crap. Like people like do tend to like like overrate it because
Yeah.
it's so shocking. They're like, oh no, it's really actually good. And I'll say, what do you like about it? Well, it's really well shot. Like, yeah, I've seen well shot dog food commercials. Doesn't mean like it's great art. Uh, Carl Perkins. Well, I do like Rockabilly thing because I'm
Falling
massive.
Down's a brilliant film. Josephine.
Which one?
Falling Down.
One down. Yeah, we got Alice Sweet Alice, which I think is an underrated one here
Are
as well.
these actually on sale? Because they don't look like sale prices.
This is supposed to be sale prices. That's because it says 25th anniversary sale.
Maybe there's a code you put in.
Let's just see. I want to see what it says here. Okay, please read before you begin. No cancellations or edits on these orders, period. Please do not mail us asking to change your order. You'll be shot. I'm sorry. So 35% off select titles. So the 3 free coupon will work as well. So discounts are automatically applied at checkout. So 35% off once you put the movies in. So whatever the price is, think 35% off of that.
Okay, that's not too bad then.
So yeah, so you go and you pick up something like, look, here's all the Hansby hours. It's obviously a price you're set. 35% off makes it a little bit easier to go for. Another first time watch. Medal of the Stolen is such a good movie, Josephine.
It's a really good one. And it's a nice set as well.
And I was so excited when they announced it. I got to pick that one up actually. Because he did a really good job on that one.
I'm surprised it's still in print, to be honest.
Some of those, like that's the thing. Like they'll just slide by for a while. Look how long. No, well, when they weren't as popular though, look how long like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 stayed in print. That's stayed in print forever.
I remember at one point it was going for like 10 quid.
Yeah. And now, like, you'd have to pay a fortune for it because you can't buy it anymore. But for the longest time, it was cheap as dirt. And now the Screaming Starts, Amicus, I love that one there.
Yep.
Another one to George, Anthropophagus. By the way, George's not here though. Anthropophagus, when you watch it later. Because I'm always like mispronouncing things. And George says, I'm just not going to say it because if I can't pronounce it. And I'm like, I know how he feels.
Bad Girls Behind Bars, that's a classic.
Did you really like that film?
No.
No, actually, this is 5 films altogether. Like it's a box set. What? So you get like Amazon Jail, Bear Behind Bars. That's was one I thought.
That's it, Bear Behind Bars. That was the ammo one.
Yeah, 99 Women, Sadomania, and Women Behind Bars. Actually, not a bad one. Not a bad set for $20. Though I wonder how many discs it is, or maybe it's...
Probably not a lot. Probably 2.
Beyond the Darkness, such a good movie by Joe D'Amato.
Yeah.
Way underrated. Not enough people have seen it, unfortunately.
Very underrated. I love the slip you can get with it.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty cool slip. But the most underrated, Birdemic Shock. No, Black Candles. Do you like Black Candles, by the way, Malcolm?
I do. I love Black Candles. I think that's one of the best Satanist movies I've watched, along with Satan's Blood.
It is. It's a fantastic film. Not enough. Again, another one not enough people talk about. It's Jose Larraz, who made a lot of really good films. He, of course, made Vampires, and which I guess is most famous, right?
Yeah.
We got a thing like Blackenstein, which I'll be honest, the most exciting thing about that is sadly the story behind it, because the producer of that movie was murdered.
Damn.
Yep.
There's his box set.
Oh no, that's a different.
Larraz set.
That's a different guy.
Jose Larraz. On the other side, the Blood Hunger.
Oh, it's Blood Hunger. Okay, there you go. Whirlpool, Vampires Coming to Sin. If you look at that box set and you buy it, you're gonna like, oh my god, he's one of the most depressing directors. Like such darkness. But if you actually watch his movies, like he's got a lot of different films, but they just kind of focused on some more artsier, like kind of like darker films for that set.
I was lucky. I found a hardbox version of the book of it for 30 quid.
That's a great price. Good set too. Like I bought that when it came out. So I grabbed one with the book too, but mine costs more than 30. I'll tell you that much right now. There's Blood Tide with the girl that like you don't know, Deborah Shelton. The cover.
Who?
Deborah Shelton.
I don't remember anything about that person.
Sure. We got Bloody Birthday here. A Blood and Melee's Moon. That's another one I want to pick up. Bone. Bloody Moon.
Oh,
is
you
one
could buy the sequel, or you could buy the sequel to Bone called Boner.
I expect this to get a 4K any
It
month.
will do. It's got to, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's got to.
Like when Severin said, yeah, Batty though, not it. When Severin said that they're putting in 4K Francos that from their old library of Franco films. That's the first. I never thought of Count Dracula first. Bloody Moon is what I thought about immediately.
Yeah. Born for Hell was good. I love it when he's strangling that. You know, he strangles that woman. That's one of the best scenes in that whole movie.
Because he's strangling the woman.
No, just because of how, you know, how demented you can see the guy is, you know, in the face, and you can see that this is really pure evil in that moment.
You know, a movie that doesn't like stand up though, and actually way. Did you watch Billith, the Demon of Incest?
Yes, I did, which was one of the worst movies I've seen from Severin.
It's horrible. Like it's got a wonderful cover, but unfortunately, the movie does not match the cover.
Well, since it's the same cover as I think the Sex Witch from the Camille Keaton set,
Which is a much better film, thank you very much.
terrible movie though.
Which one?
The Bliff one, yeah. Burial Ground classic. I love that movie.
Fantastic film. I love the scene in Burial Ground, and everybody talks about like the, you know, the scene with the kid, the quote unquote kid. But I love the scene where she's looking at the window, and the zombie got a really big stick thing.
And stabs her in the eye.
Yeah, and then he put the thing down on her head, right?
I love that whole movie.
I'm gonna be honest, is like as the director, he's insane. See, I also did Strip Nude for Your Killer.
Yeah.
And do you remember that movie, right?
Yeah, Emily French.
Do you remember how it ends?
Isn't it on the stairs?
It ends. How do I say get away with saying this without getting demonetized? Basically, with God, I can't. Go watch it. Go watch Strip Nude for Your Killer.
I need to watch it again because I watched it years ago.
I'll tell you after the video.
Okay.
We got Castle of the Creeping Flesh here. That's a Cremmy film. Some Edgar Wallace here. That's actually I've not seen Christmas Cruelty. That actually looks kind of creepy. Cold War Creatures. This was a really good box. I actually like that. I got this.
Yeah,
one.
I want to get the limited version.
That's the one I got. Actually, it's a really nice one. Count Dracula right there.
Obviously, buy the Blu-ray Count Dracula if you've got a 4K player.
Yeah. Contamination is actually a fun one, if only for the hour-long interview that Umberto Lenzi does, which is absolutely fascinating.
That is a good release.
Fantastic release. Crimson Peak. There's an underrated movie for you guys. Like Crimson Peak, such a good film, but people are like going.
Is that the one with Tom Hiddleston in?
Yeah, there's a Toro one. But people are like, hey, this isn't what I thought. Like, what did you think Crimson Peak was going to be? What possibly other thing could Crimson Peak have been than actually what it was?
Yeah.
There's the Danza Macabre set. That's when Maddie won actually
That's actually not bad if you get a 35% off of it.
Yeah, like that's one I'm very interested in. Daughter of Darkness. That's a really good 4K release. I would like to have had the limited edition with the slip cover and the CD soundtrack.
Yeah, that's one I've got.
That's the good one. That's the one I have. Dead and Buried, we got here in 4K. There's a few different editions of this one out there too. Dead the Animals.
I prefer the one with the needle in the eye, to be honest.
That's a cool one. I got the eye damage one for a zombie. That's when I went for that one.
Yeah, I like that one.
Some more different
classic. I highly recommend Deadly Games if you want a WTF film.
I have this in Paris. I have this in Paris. If I ever get my movies from Paris, this was one of them. I got the limited edition cover too.
The ending is hilarious.
It's such death screams. There's some really good releases here. This is one like Death Has Blue Eyes. That's a giallo. It's not a giallo at all.
It's not.
But it has the title. It has a Giallo title.
I bought it thinking it was Jello, and it was weird.
Death Dream's getting a 4K, so I'd definitely wait on this one unless you don't have a 4K player. Then you could get it right away. It's a really good Bob Clark film. Though that cover is not representative of the film Death Dream.
Yeah, it's very misleading.
Like Death Dream, by the way, guys, is a creepy kind of allegory, almost a monkey's paw type of thing, about a guy that goes away to war and comes back very different. And spoiler, very dead.
I just love it. They make it look like it's an Italian gangster movie.
I know, it's like, is that supposed to be Oliver Reed? Because it looks like Oliver Reed.
Movie. It does a little bit, yeah. Disciples of Shaolin is a must-buy.
Devil Hunter, oh yeah.
Devil Hunter, one of the worst movies I've seen in years.
That's like Demonia. Like Arrow put out an amazing box set for Demonia. And I'm like, I like Fulci, but I don't like Fulci that much. Like if I get it for $5 or $10, I'll pick it up.
Yeah.
But Demonia is not one of his better films. Django Kill is here. Django Prepare Coffin. The classic Doom Asylum, which is hilarious, by the way.
The best thing about Devil Hunter is the guy with the infected eyes who's constantly taking the women. That's the best part. Other than that, the rest of it's just boring. Dr. Lamb is one I really want.
Which one?
Dr. Lamb.
Dr. Lamb. What you really need is Dracula versus Frankenstein, which is great.
I've heard that's one of the greatest movies. I've heard that's in the top 10 of all time.
Well, at one point, they were going to put it in for like an Oscar nomination, but they realized if they did, it will win all the Oscars, and it wouldn't be fair to all the other films.
And what were the Oscar categories?
Greatest film of all time. Like best actor, Xander Vorkov.
Yep.
No, best makeup, like Oatmeal Frankenstein. Best fight.
Best
fight
director.
sequence. Yeah.
Best score.
And best lightning coming out of a ring. What
about Crowning Achievement Award?
Yeah, it's such a bad movie. I love it though. I love this movie. Absolutely. I can watch that movie over and over again. And it's not a good movie at all. It's a horrible film, but it's a fun film. There's such a difference when you get a bad movie and you're like having a hard time getting through it because it's just a slog. And you get something like this or like Nail Gun Massacre, where it's like just fun. And you're like, oh yeah, I can watch this. This is kind of fun cheese. Things is a crappy movie. Doesn't work on any level, right? Like music is horrible. The sound is horrible. The acting is atrocious. Like the script is non-existent. The camera shots are different quality from scene to scene. And yet you're like absolutely fascinated. It's like the best car wreck in the world. Where you're like, I got to keep watching. Like you see those like memes, somebody like Bill Hader, for instance, with popcorn putting it in his mouth and have that like really psychotic look, yeah. That's totally how I feel when I'm watching things.
Nice.
I'm going to watch the sequel to Demonland. Actually, I definitely will. Though I won't expect much out of it, to be honest with you. Because a lot of those like sequels done years later do tend to be not that good, unfortunately. Yeah, some good stuff.
The guy in things looks like Matty's dad. Is it your dad? Or does he look like your dad? I can tell you right now, there's a guy in Prom Night who's dancing, doing the Prom Night song.
Yeah.
Who looks just like my dad.
There's a guy in Troll. Actually, it looks like my dad. It's like Sonny Bono. Dad knows that too. Not even joke. My dad does have a serious Sonny Bono like resemblance. Edge of the Axe. I like that one a lot more than some people did, actually. It's by Jose Larraz. And did you like the Edge of the Axe?
It was stupid. Like when you find out who the killer is, and then you find out the big muscly killer was basically that ridiculous.
No,
but there are some great bits. I mean, she puts her fingers through the thing to grab something, and her fingers get chopped off. I love that.
Because say like when you're killing people, you get like this burst of like strength.
Also, Edge of Sanity. I love all the sleeves in that.
That's a great. I like Edge Sandy a lot. Like it's a great Jekyll and Hyde film. Extraterrestrial Visitors, otherwise known as Pod People, for those that are MST3K fans.
What about Evil Dead Trap?
It's been a long time since I've seen them. Like it would probably have been around the early, like when they initially came out.
I think it was the 80s.
I didn't see in the 80s, probably the 90s then. Because I think it would have been the early 90s that I saw Evil Dead Trap. Because I wasn't sure, like if sequel, I think I've seen.
Ooh.
I think I've seen. I don't remember it really well.
That's Candy Class autograph. Good on you.
Oh wow.
What did you have to do to get it, Alan?
Faceless. You have that right? Bridget Leahy.
I do.
I
The
don't.
music, the song at the beginning is brilliant.
Fire and Ice, a great film. Actually, I love this one.
Yeah.
But the greatest film of all time, Flash Gordon, it's right there.
You're getting that mixed up with Flesh Gordon. Flesh Gordon's the greatest.
My better half. This is one of her favorite movies of all time.
Big Queen fan.
Like when we went to there's a digital film festival, and one of the movies that played there was Flash Gordon, and she was so excited to finally see, because I saw it on the big screen as a kid, right? But she hadn't. She was she's like 7 years younger than I am. So when she finally got to see it, we went to the theater to watch it. She was so excited, and we have all the
awesome.
fun for it as well.
Oh, nice.
We got the Frank-N-Noir here, which you got now in your collection.
Yep.
Get Mean, which is one I got to get, actually. Still don't have this one. It's just a good title, too. Get Mean. Tony Anthony.
I'm waiting for them to release that on 4K.
Tony Anthony. That's Anthony Stefan, right? Just make sure I got it right.
Actually, that's a brilliant price, because you take the 35% off and it's under $10. It says under $10.
I thought you were going to do the Scott Steiner math promo. This Giallo set also in Paris right now. As is this right here.
Oh no, that's terrible.
I love that film. Like, it's not a great film, but there's a lot of worse, like, slasher film. It's put it this way, like, right away, like, there's a scene in Girls' Night Out. And as soon as you see the scene, it's like, the killer.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know what I'm talking about, right? The picture?
Yeah.
It is so freaking obvious, man. It stands out so much. But there's actually some decent scenes in it. But you can tell Hal Holbrook is doing it because his son needed an acting job. Gosford Park, I really like. I actually don't have a good edition.
Good film.
Film. Graveyards of Honor, nice set there as well. Grizzly. Did you watch Grizzly yet?
No, not yet. I've got it, but I haven't watched it yet. Why?
Such a good film.
I started watching Strike Commando last night.
So how'd you find it?
In number 2. I like it so far, but I only watched half of it because I got tired and had to climb in bed.
Do you remember Gutterballs?
What's it? Yes, I do remember Gutterballs. Gutterballs has one of the most hilarious scenes in it.
Oh God! I saw this. Did I see it? It played in Montreal Film Festival when I was there, like a horror festival. But it was hilarious.
May December. Pay May, she came to the old-fashioned car show in my city because she was in the movie called American Graffiti.
She was, actually.
Awesome.
Grizzly's your favorite Jaws ripoff, and it is a good Jaws ripoff too, actually. Here's an underrated film that never gets any credit. Hell High. Great film.
I love that film. The beginning of that film alone is like masterclass.
The beginning is insane. But it's like you get like these characters that are darker than like they're like class 1984 kids.
Yeah.
But like they go really dark then, and then they switch it up again. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm totally behind this.
I love it when she jumps out the window.
Yeah, like it's a movie that starts at like it's like class of 1984 meets Last House on the left.
Yeah.
Without that super like type scene, with the dark scene, and then goes into like a revenge, like just so well done.
Nice. It's got a great slip too.
It does. Hell of the Living
I
Dead.
bought it the day it came out.
Did you buy the other slip, the variant?
Oh, the one which is on the floor with the. No, because
Yeah.
I bought it in HMB.
See, I bought the variant slip because I knew I was going to get this one on the inside. It's still in Paris. Well, eventually, guys, I'll be all of us.
It's all in
Horror
Paris.
Express. Absolutely love this one. This is one of those you watch when you're younger and you see it on TV all the time. Like it
That
just
is a
plays.
great film. I love that film.
It is a really good
I
one.
rented it. I rented it ages ago and loved it. I just waited to get cheap.
Hard to Kill. Nika Masarakis. Actually, way better than I expected, actually. Brian Thompson in a lead role as a good guy instead of a bad guy. That was really
It's
different.
crazy. Yeah.
Now, Brian Thompson was actually dating Nika Masarakis' daughter at the time.
Oh, that explains it then.
But he does great in that film. Like, there's a Vinegar Syndrome movie that its title is escaping me right now. But it's like one of those kind of erotic thriller types, and he's the best friend in it. And every scene he's in, he's like the best part of the movie. House of Psychotic Women, I still don't have. I got to get that one.
That's not a bad price when you think about it. If you take 35% off.
Yeah, no, definitely. House on Straw Hill. I like this a lot more than like
Out of print now. Out of print from Severin now, so you have to get it. I mean, not you, but I mean, people should get it, but it's still available.
Did you grab the one with the documentary on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was because that's the one to get, right?
Yep.
Immoral Tales, probably my favorite from this director, actually. I love this.
I've got it in the box set. I got it in the box set, and then the 5-movie one.
See, when I bought it, like the box set at the time was only for people that were, part of the fund, the crowd fund. So there's only going to be part of the crowd fund. So then they put them in separately, and I picked up Immoral Tales, and I picked up maybe The Beast, I think, because they're kind of good together. But I don't have the rest. And then the box set came back out again, and I'm like, what do I do? Do I buy the box set? Do I buy
the Line of Duty box set? Holy moly. Oh, 69. See, that's not bad either. That's a bargain.
That's the one that my dad picked up, I think. It was an Inline Duty. House on the Edge of the Park, 3-disc limited edition. One of my favorites. I have this movie so many times, by the way, guys.
There's the Blood Farmers.
Classics. Island of Death. The DVD is better.
I love that movie. The end of that movie always has me in tears of laughter.
God. That's a twist, right?
Yeah. JSA, classic. That's a must-buy for people.
But is it the same quality of, like, Jake Speed?
Well, Jesus Highway.
Jesus,
washing machine is out of print. I wish I'd bought it, but
Washing machine is such a good one. It's such a there's a scene in Washing Machine that you would truly appreciate, Malcolm, on a staircase. Like, yeah, it's exactly.
I need to try and find it.
La Petite Mort, the Little Death.
Apparently they're torture movies.
Yeah, you can actually.
Apparently.
Libido, you got that one recently. I would love to get these Claude Chabrol sets. I love Claude Chabrol. I'm a massive fan.
I've got both of
them. Do you like them?
I haven't opened them yet.
See, I got the Arrow like a few years back when Arrow Video was Arrow World, Arrow World Cinema.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So they had.
Arrow Academy.
No, like not Arrow Academy, Arrow World actually. It was a different line. And they had they did like a Claude Chabrol set. They did 2, I think, but I've got the one.
It must have, because there's 2 box sets. Maybe they did.
I'll show you. Let me see if I can find it here. Let's go over for a second. So. Arrow Run there. There we go. We don't have this. Okay, license seat. No.
We did say that, Matty. We said it earlier when we were reading the thing, but we can say that again.
Which one?
The buy free shipping is also in effect for the sale.
Yeah, that's actually kind of like, it's not here now. And I got it here somewhere. I'm not sure if I can find it, but I'll check afterwards for you guys. Lover's Lane. That's your favorite. I heard that's your favorite. You think it's better than Halloween?
The only
Just-
good thing about that is the good thing about that is Severin.
Well, you got like Nessman from like WKRP in Cincinnati in it too.
I tell you this, Love Camp 7, must buy.
Is it like a Valentine's Day movie? Because it's got love
It
in it.
is.
There you go.
It's got a lot of love in it. It's
Oh.
about basically 7 people going to a love camp and learning the meaning of love while dressed up as role play characters.
It's Nazis, right?
Yeah. I like that one there. I like the Mad Doctor Blood On because it looks like a sex scene.
That's a very different film. I like that actually. Let me check. I want to see if that's driving it well.
That's in your box set.
That's it. You have to talk for a second while I see if I can find it.
Okay, let's see. Made December. I also have Jay North Dennis, the Menace autograph. It was free. He came to his toy collecting show in my city. Well, that's pretty cool that it was free. That's really cool. Let's see what's on the screen. I've got the Mallrats 4K. I highly recommend that. Man Pride Vengeance. I would pick that up if I saw it cheap. Maniac. You can't say much about Maniac, really. Everybody knows Maniac. Maniac Cop 2 and 3. Brilliant. Number 3 especially. I reckon everybody should own number 3. And is that mention of the Dead, the Jess Franco movie? That one there, I've never seen, but I'm wanting to see it. So I've got the Blu-ray. It recently came from Severin. But yeah, so, you know, it's... I'm trying to remember. Can anybody tell me what that one is in the beside Maniac Cop 3? Because I can't move the screen down. So let's say Retrospect is a great site. Shameless Entertainment, the washing machine.
Could not find
I
it,
need to. Oh, you couldn't find it.
but I did find this.
Oh,
It's one of the covers for Spawn, Batman and Spawn, issue 1.
nice.
Good artwork on the inside too. I got to say. Well,
Oh, that is quite good artwork. Is that the 1990s series?
oh no, that's the new one that came out recently.
Oh, okay.
Because there was like a bunch of different covers. I got the Jason Fabok, Brett Anderson cover.
Oh,
I can't believe I couldn't find that thing. Normally I can find it right away.
how weird. Oh, man. Justine's a really good Jess Franco.
It is a fantastic Jess Franco film.
Mardi
Although
Gras Massacre classic.
I like the cover and the limited edition there better than the.
Yeah, true. That cover is a lot better.
There's Melissa Solomon right there, limited edition set. Mondo movies.
Oh, by the way, I have my Mondo Bizarro through there, and there was a massive tear in the paper.
Oh yikes!
Yeah.
Ever find like when you put on a Mondo movie, like you can easily go get a drink and a snack.
Yeah, well, I ended up having a whole conversation. I ended up watching the Days of Play while it was on, while we were talking.
Oh, it's right there, yeah. Because was that on when we were doing that?
Yeah, I had it on in the background, looking up at it, going, "Oh God, this is bad."
And Day to Play wasn't very good. Like here, look, well, let's show us a bunch of movies that we already know about.
I do have Inspector Icon Blu-ray, Alan. No Escape. That's one I want to watch.
Night Killer.
I
that's
own
one of
Nightmare Known. I bought that in one of the sales. Night of the Demon I watched, and I was just like, what the hell is this?
the weird film, man. Weird film.
A very weird film. Oh, really good one. No One Heard the Scream. That's really good.
Actually, I watched that with my dad. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to. What a different film. This, like,
Very
literally,
different.
like this, yeah, the cover kind of makes sense. So for those that don't know, like pretty much So at the beginning of nowhere, and here's this scream. This girl is going to go to see her lover, who's her married lover, and she gets this like, you know what? Screw that. Like I'm tired of like seeing this like older married guy type thing on the side, and she decides to stay home so she doesn't go on the airport. And she meets her neighbor, next door neighbor. And then later on, like, not to give too much away, she looks outside and she sees the neighbor dumping a body down an elevator shaft.
Yeah.
And the movie really starts going from there. There's some nice twists and turns in there. And if you think I gave it away, I really haven't. There's a lot more to it.
Oh. Brilliant film. Absolutely brilliant.
Really is. Paganini horror. There you go. Classic right there. Actually, I didn't mind that. It was fun. It was fun.
Phantom Lady, that's a good one.
Phantom's Patrick Still Lives. There we go.
That's the best. That needs a 4K. That needs a 4K with 6 discs of extras.
What the hell do you put on it? Like,
Just all the naked pictures and naked auditions.
Interview the Coke bottle.
Plague Town was $5 on oldies.
I wasn't big on that. I like. Are you a fan?
No, I've never watched it.
I tried to watch it once and I didn't finish it. Now maybe it was the time I watched it too. You're like, that happens, right?
Yeah.
We got Super Cop here, which is really good actually. That's Police Story 3.
Michelle Yeoh's most sexiest roles.
Primrose with Barry Prima. I got this in a bundle and I still haven't watched it, by the way. It might be good, but it just doesn't interest me. It was just part of the bundle. It just came with it. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Where's the Valances here? That's definitely a cool one. We got some Radiance in here with Red Sun. We got Red Angel, Reanimator. I just realized these are alphabetical.
Yeah.
Retribution, I had a lot of fun with.
Yeah, I had it and I sold it because we were moving. So I need to pick up again.
Revenge of the Living Dead Girls. If you're thinking, man, if only my zombies were neuter, then this is a movie for you. So it's a French zombie film about nude zombies. And so if you want like a slightly erotic zombie film, there you go.
What's this? Do you have Max Headroom, the complete series, starring Aaron Pin as Max Headroom? I do, in fact.
Yeah. I have Max Headroom, the complete series, which is not complete because it doesn't include the British original, kind of like short film,
Which
like
it should.
Max Headroom 20 Minutes into the Future.
If you want to watch a film where a robot burps for the whole movie and talks about being racy, get Robo War. Running Out of Time 1 and 2 is good as well.
Sailor Suit, Machine Gun. What about Canadian horror films? What about the Canadian horror film? Which one? Did I miss a Canadian horror film here somewhere? Or are we talking about Cannibal Girls? That's Cannibal Girls. See, these are like zombies. So it's kind of different. But Cannibal Girls is a banger of a film. Andre Martin and Eugene Levy, I think. Or is it Joe Flaherty? I think it's Eugene Levy.
I think it's talking about the film called Pin.
No, that's a totally different. That'll be a totally different one. Oh, that one. P-Y-N-N? No. I don't think he's spelled right. Pin's a great movie, though. Pin was actually written by Andrew Niederman, like the book was. And Andrew Niederman, and it's such a weird kind of like almost like an incestuous type of like movie, like the way the brother acts. So it made perfect sense that when V.C. Andrews passed away, her estate hired Andrew Niederman to keep writing like V.C. Andrews books.
Oh, wow.
The guy that wrote Pin is the guy that writes all the V.C. Andrews books. I still need Chaska Volume 2. She Devils on Wheels. That's Hirschcore Lewis.
Yeah. Shining, Sax, and Sage are two of the best.
Siege is such a good movie, man. Shot in Halifax, actually.
Wow.
It's a very Canadian film.
What, The Bank?
Which one, Siege?
Yeah, set in Halifax Bank.
Yeah, it's because it was shot right in Halifax.
The Tsukamoto set. Everybody should have that set.
Or they could pick up Southland Tales instead.
I have that, and it was supposed to come with the slip, but it never did.
Stage Fright. There's a movie that everybody should have, which I don't have right now, which I need to get. Such a good movie.
Classic.
Such a good movie. But I'm waiting for a 4K. I want a 4K, that one.
Classic.
Switchblade Sisters with Jack Hill. Strike Commando 2 is when you're watching.
Yep.
The Addiction, which I talked about here today. I got the old DVD of Assassination Bureau, but I wouldn't mind like upgrading that one down the road.
Yeah, that'd be good to get on Blu-ray. The Baby, that's one of the most weirdest movies.
It is, because it is strange, and the ending is like,
especially the end.
Yeah. We got Beast in Heat here, The Big Sleazy, of course, double feature. Christopher Lee double feature, but honestly, get like Indicator set to get all the good like Fu Manchu movies, and not just the two like okay ones.
Yes.
Good for Bloodthirsty trilogy right there. Boys Next Door, Penelope Spears.
That's decent. I like that.
I'm a massive fan of Maxwell Caulfield. Like he was in Grease 2, of course. He was in Boys Next Door. He did like the Colbys, Dynasty 2, the TV series.
I watched Brother of Satan. I don't remember anything about it.
It was okay. I liked it. Like Castle Living Dead. I like Castle Living Dead. Changeling's amazing. Like everybody should own the Changeling. This is just incredible film.
I've got the 4K of it.
See, I got the Blu-ray, and I got this limited edition one. So I'm like, I can't. This was a film that I did not expect it to be. Like I looked at this film, I thought it was going to be a slasher film. So me and my dad watched it, and it's like this possession film.
Yeah,
and they're like, you watched it, right?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah, like they're up on like snowmobiles going up, and they get stuck in this area. And Lindsay Baker said, "I'm sorry, if this is not in your collection, there's a piece of your collection that's missing."
That's true.
4 great films and great giallos, great scores.
I love the music in Orgasmo.
Oh yeah, was that one? Yeah, because Orgasmo had the song that played again. And remember, if you watch this,
don't worry.
In the second or third movie, they go into a nightclub, and it's playing the song from Orgasmo.
Yes,
the one that they torture the girl with.
You mean the one they tortured Carol Baker with?
Yeah, and it's almost like a Greek one where basically like everybody, all the bad people's gotta die, right? They gotta, no bad person can live. We got the Majin trilogy here, which is another fantastic one.
I own that.
You have the Majin one?
Yeah, I bought the limited edition version off of Arrow recently.
Nice big one. Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
I love The Devil's Honey. I think this is a great film, like in all seriousness.
Yep.
And probably one of the best movies on coping with the passing of someone.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And how like when that happens, that can actually shade your actual reality versus like kind of a rose-colored memory.
I agree with that because the guy's so abusive.
It is. I'm like, it gets, and we see him like it starts not good, but it keeps getting worse and worse as we go through.
And at the end, she falls in love again.
Yep. The Dungeon of Andy Milligan. Do you have this one?
I do.
I don't.
I was lucky enough to get it for 50 quid sealed.
That's a fantastic price for that one. 5 days. I know you got. We just go through the last page here, and then have to run. As you can see, I'm going through this faster now. Sacred Spirit, Sergio Martino, The Sinful Dwarf. A lot of fun. It's got a second film on it. It's even better than The Sinful Dwarf, actually. It's an extra, but it's actually way better. Strange Vice, Mrs. Ward. I don't care what form you get this one in. Just get that movie. It's really good. Toolbox Murders was the Yuri, that girl. That's her scene is
Whole
probably.
story.
The Wind is such a damn good movie. I could watch this like over and over. Luka Masterakis, when he's good, he's really good.
Mm.
Like The Wind,
Sure.
like Zero Buys, just fantastic stuff. Twisting the Knife, that's the other Claude Chabrol set that came out. Two Evil Eyes, getting it cheap is good because it's not a great film, but it's like okay film. This
Yeah, it's
here,
pretty
Video
decent.
Nasties. Buy these. Buy these, guys. Video Nasty. If you don't own these, buy these. These are incredibly great documentaries.
They are, actually, and they're very packed.
They are like literally, it's like you got all these like trailers, and every trailer's got like an introduction, which is almost like a second friggin' documentary.
Yeah. They're well worth it.
Violent Streets is one I need to get. Like that's a good set. There's gonna be so much out, like depending on what's in the stores and how much like moolah got me at the time. Like my short trip is gonna be like to Canada's gonna be like a trip of like apparel every time we go to the store.
Whoa.
Also in Paris, my 4K edition.
You're probably gonna end up having like 18 cases to bring back with you.
I got to be careful stuff like that. Like I'm going to bring back every movie that I got there right now because I had like a lot of like review copies and stuff like that. I'm going to be careful with stuff I bring back there. I know the steelbooks are coming back with me and stuff like that, and the TV shows like Dawson's Creek.
Yeah.
But there you go, guys. I want to thank you for all you guys that stuck with us, and even when we like froze up and I froze up, and then, like, Malcolm froze up.
Luckily, it weren't at the same time.
Yeah, luckily, yeah, because it would have been quite a tragedy then.
Yeah.
But there you go. There's the Count Dracula, which I'm excited about, and Malcolm is not very excited about. And there is the weird experimental documentary type film, which is really strange, but could be a fun release. And there's a T-shirt as well.
I'd buy it for the shirt.
So with that being said, I want to thank everybody for coming in tonight. I am Aaron, and this is
I'm Malcolm.
Veer beware, Malk is here. Goosebumps, right?
Yeah.
So I will see you guys hopefully really soon. We tomorrow there is the third in the Play by Cover Challenge.
Yep.
And
with
maybe
with the king himself, Glenn.
yes, it was going to have supper. I got a message from him.
Oh,
Bill Rebane. Actually, I like Bill Rebane.
I like Bill Rebane. I love the box set of Bill Rebane.
My favorite though is still the other one, the one with the guy. I have it actually. George got it for me for a birthday present one year. The guy, is it? Because Weird Wisconsin's Bill Rebane. But there's another one. It's got a documentary on it too. But there's like a movie with like jellyfish monster, and it's literally just a guy with a plastic bag on his head.
That's not Bill Rebane. That's the Fred Wilkerson one.
Yeah, the other one, like because Bill Rebane's Weird Wisconsin. But no, it's what I'm talking about. I like that.
He came from the swamp. Is this other one?
Yeah, it's so good. It's such a good one.
I remember showing my wife that scene, and she was in tears of laughter over it.
It is so good. With that being said, guys, remember what I always forget to say: like, share, subscribe, all that jazzy stuff. It's a little bit late. Super chat, super sticker, donate. $25 will get me to the treasured AdSense. So we're very.
Hey!
Thank you very much, and I will see you guys here next time. See you later, guys.
Take care, guys.